Hey y'all, sorry for the quick break. We're back though.
We're back.
We needed a moment, but we're back in it now. And one thing I wanted to point out is that check out the title screen now. Look at these two handsome gentlemen in the background. They weren't.
Interesting.
Yeah, it used to be just Natsume. It changed to this background when we got to part 2, and then it was just Natsume on his own. But now that we finished their routes, they appear to be here. However, I was right. We did miss something in Minato's route. By choosing the right options, you can indeed get an extra scene in a CG.
Alrighty.
So here we are doing that real quick. Can you start from still wearing our fancy? Yeah.
Still wearing our fancy outfits, we ended up going to Tojo Minato's place like it was a given. We went underground on the way and got some dessert and champagne. Let's make this an especially luxurious day. We walked on the dark sidewalk, holding treasures in each hand. There were plain houses on the sides and cheap city lights above us. We felt like we were the only high-class people here, and were all giddy about it. I wanted to flaunt. I wanted people to know just how wonderful we were. Good morning.
Oh, he stayed the night, huh?
Tojo Minato got up from the sofa. He went to sleep on it the moment we arrived and didn't much care that it made his clothes all wrinkled. Where's the cake? In the fridge. Did you eat some already? I saved it. Within the ashen room, there was only a red fruit waiting for us. We picked up a spoon and began eating the raspberry mousse cake.
Damn, that sounds delicious.
I loved the way its taste kind of just exploded all over my mouth.
Yeah, you and a lot of other guys. Heyo! That was my one. I get one, that was it.
It's almost morning. How long was I asleep? I'm not sure. The clock here never shows the right time. Still half asleep, Tojo Minato walked over to the speakers. If morning's coming, we might as well put on some bright music.
Falling asleep in a tux sounds awful.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's already, like, very classy, restrictive, clothing, and then trying to sleep in that sounds like the worst experience.
It really does. That was a good idea. He picked out a CD and put it on.
What CD would you like to listen to?
I don't know. I forgot what music is.
CD's nuts.
Got him.
Listen, that was a layup, okay? That was a layup and you just kind of watched it fall back. Last time I tried to do an alley-oop with the Vivian.
It was a Japanese hit that used to be popular a few years back. He took out the champagne from its bag and looked at the bottle with a stern expression. This will be the second champagne I drink this month. You don't drink it much? Not really. Only about once a year, I'd say.
Oh, sorry about that.
Wow, I feel like such an adult now. He removed the cork like he was opening a Christmas present and gently poured it in. Morning champagne. This should help us wake up.
Champagne in the morning?
I mean, isn't a mimosa a morning drink?
I guess.
The concept of a morning drink astounds me. I can't think of any drink that is a morning drink.
Irish coffee.
Even Irish coffee. I would not want to wake up and the first thing I drink in a day be
That's
Irish
true.
coffee.
That's true. It's
Irish coffee is an afternoon drink for when you have brunch in the afternoon.
Here's the thing: is like if I'm going out to a diner with people, like maybe I do get an Irish coffee or a White Russian, but I've probably already had my morning cuppa before that.
And it's also probably not like 6 a.m. first thing in the morning.
Oh God, no! That's probably like a brunch almost.
Yeah.
Scenario. Yeah, waking up at like 6 a.m. and I'm very conscientious of how much and when I consume alcohol. I could not start the day by consuming like a 6 a.m. drink.
We shared a chuckle. After clinking our glasses together, we both took a sip.
CG! CG!
Cold air was coming from between the curtains. I opened the window, making the crisp winter air waft through the stale room.
Yay! How come they call them flutes where they make the worst kind of woodwind instrument?
Good one.
There we go. Wasn't that worth it?
Yeah. We looked out into the city and took another sip. The morning glow illuminated our glasses. Its purple gradient seemed to melt into the fluid. It feels almost like we're drinking winter itself. His voice was now a whisper, and I found myself captivated by his drowsy expression. The cassette tape. Do you always have it on you? Oh, yeah. What's on it? Just something I recorded with someone. A recording? Did you sing something? Yeah, it was a song that person created. We sang it together. Even now, I can remember it like it happened yesterday. We had so much fun. I'd love to hear it myself. Well, the tape has been stretched. He sounded an embarrassed chuckle. Record something over it then. What? I mean, you can't listen to it anymore, right? So let's just record something over it. But the tape's stretched. You can listen to it again if you record something new. I see, but... I looked right at him. He was smiling, but I could tell by his darting gaze that he was desperately looking for a way to deflect my suggestion. He looked both pitiable and adorable. Minato? Let's overwrite the cassette tape. I made a point to use his name. He was struggling to muster up an answer, and then our eyes met. He was considering it. He was about to choose between his memories and the present. However, I already knew what he'd choose. You better sing really well then. I knew all too well that he'd end up picking me. It was almost like I could see into his mind.
What song did they record together?
Today is gonna be
The day where to throw it all back to you. Today. Some real mouth sounds in this. Hey, there it is. Minato, did my magic reach you? Did my love grant you peace? On long, restless nights, start gently chanting, and I'll cast a spell on you, the kind that won't be broken when the clock hits midnight. I'll cast a special bibbidi-bobbidi-boo spell. I love you now and forever. Hey, and then this is the same from here on out.
Okay.
All right. Aren't you glad we took the time to do that?
I am.
I am so glad we took the time to do that. How do I get back to the main menu now?
Do you remember the button?
No, I don't.
We just had to find the button like 10 minutes ago, and we don't remember it.
Found it.
There it is.
Also, I made it widescreen, so now it looks slightly different on the recording, and that's fine. You'll just have to deal with that. That's your problem to deal with. Anyway, let's do Rio's route next.
Sure. I chose to observe Kikuchi Rio. Thus I began looking around for him, eventually finding myself in an alley. Huh, isn't that him? What's he doing here? Just as I was about to call out, a man standing next to Rio swung his fist at him.
Isn't this like 2 seconds after they were just meeting at the donut shop as well? in the I forget when this happens, but it's like Rio steps out, immediately gets an encounter like he's in fucking Yakuza.
Fight Club location about 3 steps to the right of the entrance of the donut shop. Time of day, any shift end.
Who's the Tyler Durden in this scenario? And also, how is this secretly about the downfall of capitalism?
Before I even had the chance to yell a warning, he ducked out of the way and delivered a kick that sent the man staggering backwards.
Like, this has to end with us blowing up skyscrapers to be Fight Club, right? At least in the film adaptation. I don't think that happens in the original book.
As the man fell, he followed it up with an intense elbow strike to his face. I was so dumbfounded that I could do nothing but watch as Kikuchi Ryo swept the sand off of him.
Quarter circle forward, light punch, light punch. Dragon punch, heavy fist.
He took mere seconds to beat up a guy twice his size. As he sighed and prepared to leave.
Wow, my voice sounded different for a moment.
He noticed me staring at him. Oh. Even from a distance, I could tell that our eyes had met.
We about to make this a thing? Does this have to be a thing?
It's a thing.
Damn it!
His were extremely hurt. Wait. Well, there he goes. Okay.
I'm in this much shape because I'm always running from my problem. Come on, let's do karaoke today.
But we went there yesterday. Go buy yours. Whoa.
Hello. I popped my collar so dramatically, and then it went through the dryer like this, and now it's just kind of stuck there. I can't get it to go back down. I hope to God I never have to wear a tie with this shirt because it will not cooperate.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. What the hell? That was creepy. I have no shift today. Guess I'll go to the supermarket or something. Hey, what's with that guy?
The one in a trench coat? Maybe he's a detective.
That'd be way too cliched. Trench coat? Is it 10,000 bees in a trench coat? Oh, fiddlesticks. Gotta remember, can't swear in front of Midori. Okay. He's here for Minato, not me. I'll just go.
Oh, Kikuchi.
God damn it, you said it wasn't going to be a thing.
When I waved my hands at him, Kikuchi Ryo froze up.
What does he want with Kikuchi?
Now that I look at him, he seems kind of shady, too.
Yeah, it looks real shady, just smiling and looking happy and excited to be around other people.
What's with all the noise?
What do you want?
Huh? I just thought I'd come and see you. Sparkle, sparkle.
Natsume is so used to being able to just turn on the Bishi Sparkle and get out of shit.
I only put points into charisma.
If that's true, then how come I still want to punch you?
I moved my bangs away, making people around us raise shrill voices for some reason.
Oh wait, all charisma, no wisdom. Got it. Just come with me.
He grabbed me by the arm and dragged me away from the school gate.
Look, is this about yesterday?
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, weren't you disappointed in me? I ended up resorting to violence back there.
Oh no, that was excellent form. The leg sweep was really killer.
Oh, you liked the leg sweep, huh?
I figured I would start seeing you off to school from now on, and then pick you up as well, of course.
What? You're not my dad?
You get attacked because you're alone, but I'm an adult. With me around, it'll be harder for people to get at you.
No, with you around, you're a liability. You do understand the difference, right?
You can't spell liability without ability.
Are you some kind of dumbass?
Have we not established this by this point in the plot?
Okay, are you aware that you're a dumbass?
It's unclear. Huh? I thought it was a pretty good plan.
Ugh. A lanky guy like you would just get snapped in half.
Lanky? But I'm an adult.
So? And I could kick you away 5 ways from Thursday if I wanted to.
That's true.
Well, do what you want.
See? It worked.
You were just lucky.
You also get extra bargain goods when I'm here.
That is true.
I told you the charisma stat was useful.
I'm not convinced that you knew that was going to happen before we got here.
As he fell silent, I put the toilet paper at the door with the broad smile, then turned around. Well, Kikuchi, bye-bye.
I don't want to become an escort mission, man. Escort missions are the worst.
Though he didn't look too happy, he still saw me off as I left the residential area.
Midori, dust off my fight box. I need to get out some energy.
To me, Natsume Souichirou, Kikuchi Ryo was like the protagonist of a story.
Shots fired at the other one. At Brunette, who wanted to be the protagonist.
You probably didn't remember it, but you've already saved me once. I kept quiet about it because you'd call it hypocrisy. But on that day, you were so cool.
So Ryo saved Natsume from bullies or something?
That I kept wanting to become like you. Spring. I, Natsume Souichirou, had my money taken from me.
Huh? What are you looking at?
No matter what he was told, the young man didn't stop giving them a beast-like glare.
Answer me when I'm talking to you.
One of the men surrounding me raised his fist.
Huh?
Kikuchi dodged it with little to no effort, slipped to the man's side, and punched him square in the jaw. Ah! The brilliance of the battle that followed was such that I, merely seated in place, felt as if the world had been sped up. His movements were graceful, agile, and nimble. As I did my best to follow each and every one of them, the dark-skinned youth was soon the only one left standing. Thank you so much. The next moment I felt a dreadful chill down my spine. The young man's intense, fiery gaze bore into me. We locked eyes for a second, then off he went.
Sorry, for a moment there I assumed you were another combatant.
The last thing I remembered about the encounter was the flower petal that landed on my nose.
I'm back. Midori? Ah! Shit, right. Whoa.
Who?
I forget.
Was...
You're late, Ryo. There we go, that's it. Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting? I'm back.
A wound? What happened? He was surprised for a moment, then slipped his hand behind him.
Nothing. You're making a mountain out of a molehill.
You didn't even fight yesterday, so why?
Dude, the whole point of my arc is that about where the real violence is. The real violence I can't do anything about. Yo, you in there? Who cares? Anyway, there's another sale today. Eggs are for cheap. Come on.
This is how you can tell this is in a fantasy world. Eggs are for cheap.
God, I can't wait to go grocery shopping this next weekend and then find out how expensive everything's going to be post trade war. I know he put the kibosh on it for 30 days, but still, let's not talk about that right now. Let's
not.
Let's not talk about egg prices. Sorry, it was clear he was avoiding the subject.
It was clear he was avoiding the subject. Did you at least treat it? It might swell if you leave it like that. Was it caused by a blow, or did you sprain it?
Jesus, get off my back.
I'm Natsume, not Jesus.
Still, it's heavy carrying you everywhere.
Maybe, but if I don't know the cause,
It's got nothing to do with you. There's nothing you can do.
The bitter expression on his face seemed all too familiar. That's all the more reason not to ignore it.
Don't say something so irresponsible. It's not like I'd have anywhere else to go. I mean, I could probably get by on my own just fine, but what about Midori? How can I support the both of us?
Kikuchi, Ryo.
There you are. Finally found you. I don't know what voice. Hold on, let's see if I can pull a Patrick Warburton or something like, hey, there you are. Finally found you. Nope. Not a little bit. It's kind of got the low roundness to it, but it's not got quite the the cronky edge to it.
We were suddenly faced with the men we avoided yesterday, along a few others behind them.
It ain't like you to run, Kikuchi.
There's a certain someone that won't rest until we teach you a lesson, you know?
Natsume!
His yell jolted me back to reality. Crap, I was left all alone and surrounded.
See, this is what I was talking about. This is exactly the situation I was worried about.
Kikuchi Ryo was experienced enough to know the odds and instantly ran. He was already pretty far away. Feeling like I had to run, I tried to move, but then my vision was distorted.
Ugh! Hey, Natsume!
My focus was off. My feet barely supported me. Ryo, run away, forget about me. I shouted as hard as I could, but before I could finish, someone smacked me in the back of the head and knocked me unconscious. Please, let Kikuchi Ryo escape. Let him find a path in life where he wouldn't have to resort to the violence he hated so much. It was cold. Ugh. I woke up to the feeling of droplets touching my cheek. I was still in half a daze and could only see the ground. I once again felt a cold sensation on my nose. Looking up, I saw a man's hand ahead. There were several other men lying on the ground, and beyond the cold was Kikuchi Ryo, standing all by himself.
I don't want to glorify violence right now, but god damn do I look cool.
The first snowfall had arrived. They give him cat eyes.
Yeah, they do. I think he's had him for a while. He also gets the very popped collar, not uniform, right? like he's too cool for school. It's got that whole aesthetic to him. I like that.
My consciousness returned in an instant. Kikuchi Ryo, hadn't he escaped? The dry, ceaselessly falling snow made the fresh blood look all the more beautiful. Kikuchi Ryo! I called out to him as loudly as I could, and the leopard looked at me from beyond the veil of snow.
Ah, because he's a leopard. Gotcha. Natsume. You seem okay.
The closer I came, the stronger the scent of iron became. Why, there's blood. Blood.
Oh, this? I cut my head. Don't worry about it. It bleeds a lot when you cut your head, even if it's not actually that deep of a wound. And as a connoisseur of head wounds, I'm in a state to tell you that this is actually one of the ones that just bleeds a lot, but is really just fine. It's kind of surface level.
His words didn't reach me. I saw only red. The smell of blood had robbed me of all sense of reason.
You know, there's a class you can take that'll help you identify and how to deal with certain common wounds all the time. Oh, wait, hey, you're pale.
I was overcome by regret.
It even got on my Sprite, that's how...
It's my fault.
What?
You only came back because of me. You could have avoided them if I hadn't been here.
Natsume, that's...
I said I would protect you, but look at me now. After all you've done for me, I'm still just... My voice rang out in the dry air. Meanwhile, the snow had yet to show any sign of letting up. 2 injured men, both covered in blood, were just standing in place, doing nothing. I wanted to change. There was no point in having the body of an adult if you still retained the soul of a child. I wanted to close the gap between me and my body, even if only by a little bit. I wanted to become the kind of 23-year-old adult who could protect him. I woke up feeling different from normal. I wasn't sure if it was caused by the wounds, but my consciousness felt strangely clear.
If I ever wake up feeling like my consciousness is actually clear and precise and everything is perfect from the get-go, something has gone wrong. Something is absolutely wrong, and you should bring me to a hospital immediately.
Anyway. Hey.
What are you doing here?
Haven't seen you in a day. Are your wounds all right?
Not Natsume.
Sorry I couldn't contact you. Anyway, let's go.
All right. You're
Time for
carrying
me
the
to get my
grocery
ass
bags,
kicked.
Why do you seem happy about the prospect?
Less happy, more it's just what'll happen.
That's... You realize how that's worse, right?
Kikuchi-ryo stopped in place, making me tilt my head in confusion.
It's nothing.
Did you go to school with that wound?
It's fine, I sterilized it. You think I don't know how to dress a wound properly?
The huffy look in his eyes made me feel like I was the only one taking this seriously. There was no way sterilizing it was enough. I had to
look at the strategy guide. Treat him myself is the correct option. Since we are a medical professional.
I'll treat you myself.
Fuck no, you won't.
I pulled out some bandages from my shopping bag. I'd brought them as replacements, but if he had none to begin with, he needed them right away.
It's replacements for bandages he assumed Ryo had used and needed new ones? Or is he buying replacements for the bandage underneath his left eye there? Gotta keep it up every day, otherwise it gets grody.
I made Kikuchi-ryo sit on a nearby bench, then kneeled before him and spread out the bandage. Keep still. He seemed discontent, but didn't actually try to stop me from treating him. Here, too.
You're making such a big deal out of it.
Well, I'm not going to let these bandages get recycled into next year's Halloween props. They should be used as intended. It's what's best for both me and the bandages. Smiling at his awkward expression, I made him roll up his sleeve.
You ever notice how ellipsis is the hardest phrase to voice act?
Yep.
I try.
And we played Umineko.
That's true. Umineko is, by volume, 8% ellipsis.
He had an astonishing amount of scars covering his body.
Hurry up.
Huh? Oh, right. No everyday high school student had this many wounds.
I named them all. That one's Gerald.
What kind of life was he leading?
This one's Pamela.
He hated violence, but was completely surrounded by it. He kept going for his sister's sake, though, even if no one understood him.
That one's Khalil. That one's my favorite. Kind of tickles.
Bear with it.
There's a bear with you?
But a strong, proud, and lonely person. Once I was done treating all the wounds that stood out, I could feel the temperature within me drop.
Yeah, Natsume?
Here, I bandaged your wound. You can go now.
But you,
The young man was as sharp as you'd expect. He noticed. I'm all right.
As if. Look at how lanky you are.
Let's split up then. That'll make them split up too. He probably believed they would target him. Come on, Midori's waiting for you. It was why I urged his line of thinking. Make some good food for her.
How the hell do you know my sister's name? Also, oh, right, never mind. Never mind, that's not suspicious. You met her at the donut shop back before the route split. Anyway, you better show up tomorrow.
When he lightly pulled at the collar of my trench coat, I simply smiled back at him. As I walked toward a silent, empty area, they followed right after. It was exactly what I wanted, for them to go after frail old me. I know who you are. They were members of the nameless masses, nothing more. I know where you work and where you live.
Huh?
Finding out their details was easy. It wasn't due to my role as a spectator, but rather the fact that I was a 23-year-old adult working as a detective. Don't underestimate adults. I felt my fingers become chilly. I noticed myself becoming awfully cold-hearted from time to time. Affected by my body, I felt a taste I hadn't known in life spreading in my mouth. It was what I had wished for, to be a collected adult who had the power to protect. I gave the name Natsume to a member of the nameless masses, and the background now began to follow.
I don't know how I feel about about how NPCs being canon in this universe. I don't know how I feel about that. It's not a healthy mindset to have, and I don't like it being empirically correct.
I was a detective with a knack for investigation.
Wait. If nameless masses exist in these stories, then are these stories about people in the real world?
How do you mean?
Can these people have existed in the real world if so much...
What real world?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Do we know that there is a thing in this that is the real world, or is it just stories and spectators all the way up?
That's what I'm coming to, is like, is there? Whatever world they existed in when Natsume was their friend at first, if that did happen, the thing that they all supposedly know existed, whatever that shared thing was, there can't have been straight up nameless masses in that world. Nameless masses are a side effect of the storyification of their lives past that point.
Have we been told that?
No, I'm just trying to guess at things and how it might work out. And because like a world with actual nameless masses is a world with actual main characters.
Yeah.
And that's not the kind of world that we live in.
That's true.
So what world do they live in? Like just not like outside of like the spectator version of these books right now. Was it always books?
I don't know.
Was it books before Natsume died? I'm having a crisis now.
I couldn't stop my soul from growing closer to my body.
Midori, do you have any handkerchiefs?
I put them in the froggy bag.
I do like the froggy bag. Snacks to share with everyone?
I have the Momiji Manju.
Oh. Did you get everything? Are you really going to be okay? Maybe I should go with...
Jeez, you're being annoying.
I mean, sleepovers are a big deal.
It'll be fine.
Can you sleep all alone? Call me if you feel lonely, all right? Is this the right address?
Come on, I said it'll be fine.
I'm allowed to worry.
I'm going.
Stay safe. And remember to greet the parents. Midori, I peeled the oranges for you. Oh, right. You're staying over at Mika's place. Huh. I don't have a shift today, so I can always just go to her if I needed. I've got nothing to do, though. Huh.
Hello.
Ah! Oh, I called you. Natsume, sorry for calling you like this. Can you be a replacement for my younger sister, please?
Weird request, but absolutely. We'll make it work.
That is the correct Natsume energy, isn't it? Just like... kind of weird, but I'm down.
No problem. I'm actually glad you did. So, what's up?
I am preparing for the worst.
Spoken like a true older brother. What were you doing all this time?
Nothing.
So, were you watching TV or something?
So, I know when I said nothing, what you heard was watching TV or reading a book and being a little bit bored. But what I meant by nothing was I was doing nothing. No, I was just sitting around. If I had an A pose, I would have returned to it. I've been at it for 8 hours now.
Have you eaten?
Skipping food for a day isn't a big deal.
Yes, it is. Aren't you hungry?
I could even skip 3 days if I really wanted to.
Are you fasting? Is this a religious thing? You're still in your growth spurt, so why?
I don't like eating.
Huh?
It grosses me out to have something enter me.
Huh. I bought some strawberry donuts, though.
That is different. Do you see the resolute sparkle?
Yeah. I cracked a smile as Kikuchi Ryo's eyes lit up.
Why didn't you start with the motherfucking donuts, Natsume? Don't fuck with me on this, Natsume.
I'll cook some food for you. He looked at me with his cheeks full of donuts.
Can we hear that line one more time? Oh wait, no, this is that was Rio with cheeks full of donut.
I'm quite the cook, you know.
It's hard to like pretend like you have a mass of food in your mouth.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
No, I'm quite the cook, you know. I'll whip up something so good it'll make you forget you ever had a fear of food.
I wonder if there's an acting trick for it. Someone sure knows.
Kikuchi made a face like he had just swallowed something bitter. How rude.
I wonder if he likes the donuts because he makes them himself, so he knows exactly what's in them. I wonder, because I have heard of other people having like disliking eating because it's not a pleasant thing. Not because it's not pleasant, but because there's an actual fear or like grossed outness of having to put this stuff into your mouth and having it enter your body like that.
Yep.
I wonder if since Rio seems to be okay with the donuts from his own shop, though, I wonder if some of it is just not knowing the provenance of some food.
Oh? Ugh, just watch me.
Mm-hmm.
They're done. Chicken ballatine with seasonal veggies and salmon and fruits and papillote.
Poppy, what?
I was about to repeat myself, but he stopped me.
Never mind, I'm gonna make a Hot Pocket. You're gonna charge me for this, aren't you? I ain't touching it then.
Do I look like some kind of shady scam artist to you?
Yes. Fine. I guess I'll try it. Thanks for the food.
You're welcome. Cleaned your plate, huh?
Oh, I thought he was starting with the... Well, you went and made it for me, so, you know, it'd be rude not to.
And did you like it?
Yeah.
You did. I'm so glad. I can make more for you some other time if you want.
This reads more like, you made me food is my social obligation to finish the food and say thank you, it was delicious. This reads more like I am on autopilot. Sure, that'd be nice.
Kikuchi Ryo, after this,
I'm home, sweetie.
The pleasant mood vanished in an instant.
Oh, motherfucking dicks.
I could tell the voice had sent a chill down Kikuchi Ryo's spine. His eyes opened wide.
Oh, shit, you have to leave now.
Huh?
Now! I brought your shoes here.
What? Wait, shouldn't I leave through the front
Go.
door?
Go this way.
He pointed at the window. Are you serious?
Rio, are you home? I'm already regretting that. Just go already.
Looking visibly panicked, he ended up basically pushing me out through the window. Hey, Kikuchi Ryo!
I prefer to think it's, hey, Kikuchi Ryo!
Yeah. Before I could finish, the window had closed. His mother had come home, and he knew I wanted to say something to her. Geez, he didn't have to throw me out into the cold like that. Bothered by the whole cold gravel under my socks, I hastily slipped on my shoes. I told you, didn't I?
Ugh.
I told you to leave Kikuchi Ryo alone.
Come on, dude, you're being unreasonable.
Unreasonable. Look who's talking. I'm merely acting in self-defense. After putting away my mace and police-grade stun gun, I left the back alley.
Shit, yeah, all right. Fair enough. Although, is it self-defense or walking around looking for an opportunity to defend yourself? Natsume Souichirou.
Hey, Kikuchi Ryo, how are things today?
Gloves.
Hmm?
Your gloves are dirty.
Oh, you're right. They are. I didn't notice.
You wouldn't. What were you doing before you came here?
Who knows? I'm not sure myself.
You are just dodging the question.
I made a grin and acted like it was nothing.
You can't use my own playbook against me, you know. Like, see, this is what all charisma, no wisdom gets you.
I appreciate that their sprites both just have them giving each other the side eye constantly. By the way, there's a new cake place in town. I'm sure Midori would love it too.
Are your hands hurt? Let me treat them.
No need.
Natsume?
I didn't care what happened to my body. There was only one thing I wanted to protect. As long as you're happy, it's all good.
God damn it, don't you try to make me see the error of my own ways by doing it back to me. If you do that, I'm not going to be happy. I refuse to learn a lesson from this.
I felt a red, dense cloud gather behind me.
Stop following me.
Huh?
Stop waiting for me outside school. And stop walking after me.
Why?
You reek of blood. I know he's supposed to be dead, but it was a time when I thought that you might have been Natsume. Now I know I was just overthinking it. You're absolutely nothing like him.
That sentence made blood rush to my head. Next thing I knew, I was grabbing him by the shoulders. How am I different? How am I so goddamn different from Natsume? I tightened my grip, but Kikuchi Ryo didn't even blink.
Can't you figure it out on your own? What a shame.
Kikuchi Ryo closed his eyes and used his free hand to punch me in the left cheek. Ugh!
I feel like I finally accepted it. Natsume is dead.
But I'd finally become someone who could protect you. Why can't you see that?
Oh shit, what was the voice for this one?
I did.
You did?
What was it? Oh, did you get into another fight, Ryo?
Oh right, remember this is Ryo's dad.
Yeah.
It's your old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the one on the icon on the start bar. Shut up. It's got nothing to do with you.
I do believe you did the right thing back there. Getting involved with him will only get you in trouble.
What makes you think that?
Well, he doesn't think much of violence at all.
Uh,
You saw those cold eyes of his, didn't you? That tongue sticking out from between his thin lips. It was the red of a person without a heart.
don't act like you...
Oh, I do know. I am your dad, after all, the only one who understands you. Hey, Rio.
Enough.
Aren't you tired? Don't you feel sad and empty? Let's stop this, okay? The funeral's over. There's no need for you to keep hurting yourself over it. You should dedicate your time to yourself.
Kikuchi, you damn! Looks like I can't escape this, no matter how hard I try. That's why that guy...
Kikuchi, Rio, that's enough.
Huh? You... Why? Here?
You can't stop yourself, right?
Huh?
In that case,
What?
you should be violent with me.
What kind of joke is that?
I walked toward a visibly confused Kikuchi Rio. Why? If you get violent with me, no one will come to retaliate, unlike with those delinquents. Also, it worked once in a previous timeline, so I figure it's probably worth a shot again.
There are timelines?
It's unclear. It appears to depend on the release of the game.
Ah!
I crossed the earth-colored bodies.
This isn't about whether someone retaliates or not. You've got nothing to do with this. Why would you make it so that you get hurt?
I approached the dark sun that would burn my wings. Well, I do intend to fight back. I reached toward him.
What?
I never said it'd be one-sided, did I?
Oh god, you weren't kidding about Fight Club. Ugh. Wait, if this is Fight Club, then does that mean MAMIYA is my Tyler Durden? Are you Tyler Durden? Help me out here, man. You're not right in the head.
I'll take that as a compliment. When the sun scorched his wings and let him fall to the ground, Icarus must have been the happiest he's ever been.
One must imagine Icarus happy.
The two of us walked through Tokyo's streets. At an intersection, we stopped and waited for the signal to change.
World's full of worthless people. Spend their days in empty idleness. Exist, but they don't really live. And I'm one of them.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just as worthless as you are.
I see.
The same can be said for everyone else. We're all worthless. As the traffic light changed color, the people all around us all began to move. The sound of their footsteps was almost grating. As people's lives intertwined, something in them would begin to get gradually chiseled down. An endlessly precious, intimate something that we were all born with. The cold air made the wound above my eye sting.
Does it hurt?
Not really.
Acting all tough won't make the pain go away, you know.
Like you're one to talk, I know you felt each and every one of my blows.
Don't be ridiculous.
The way you're speaking says otherwise. Look, I wasn't trying to get you to shut up. The red traffic lights that would so often annoy me became gorgeous, glittering rubies when I squinted. We'd had a fight just now. We both went all out, ready to break the other's bones. Banishing all but the faintest trace of common sense from our minds, we kept on pummeling each other until we both started spitting blood. I couldn't even tell if the pain in my palm was from him punching me or from the impact of me hitting him. The pain Kikuchi Rio gave me, and the pain I gave Kikuchi Rio. They all melted into one within me. Man, this hurts like hell.
Same here.
The white breaths of air we exhaled dispersed between the high-rise buildings. I gently looked at Kikuchi Ryo's smiling face. In those eyes of his, I saw the ferocity we were all born with. Something that's been with us for millennia.
That was a weird scene transition.
Yeah.
Hello, Midori.
Hello. When I called out to her, Kikuchi Midori quickly hid behind her brother. Oh, did I scare you?
Don't worry, she's always like this. What's up, Midori?
She acted differently the last time we met, though. I suppose time and place do matter.
Having an older man in her home.
There was more in her startled glance than just the fear of strangers, and it made me feel a little uncomfortable.
Here.
Oh, right. Making an exasperated expression, Kikuchi Ryo reached into a first aid kit to take out some antiseptic gauze. That hurts.
Of course it does. It does, and yet...
Kikuchi Ryo, I don't think I'm mistaken.
You mean my bad habits can't be fixed without you doing stuff this extreme?
That's not what I meant. I think that your conviction that violence is bad is what's weighing down on you.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not see that coming.
Sometimes violence is the answer.
I...
Take that down in your copybooks.
Okay. Now I'm just confused. What are you trying to say? Violence is evil, isn't it?
It is, but it's a powerful expression of strength, and it can be good if used right. Don't you agree?
Look, I don't know if what you're doing comes naturally to you or if there's some kind of motive behind it, but making a person treat the wound they created is something a devil would do.
Despite the awkward goodbye, I felt that Kikuchi Ryo had become more open with me after that day. I resolved to immediately fistfight everyone I meet. Then we'll all be the best of friends.
Oh no! That's not it! No!
There's no end to this. Come on, don't say that. The year is about to change and we're making progress. We're close. Let's rest.
We just did.
You don't have any right to say that.
What are you talking about? What? Natsume,
Yes?
can we go for a sponging?
Sure, guys, we'll go to the back alley for a bit.
Alright. Minato, I'm betting you $50 that they're going out there to smoke. I think the other option is they're going out back there to give each other hand jobs.
Sure. Okay.
Betting pool? Betting pool. Midori, you in?
What's a sponging?
Boom, blam, pow!
We're back.
Yep.
Why are you covered in bruises, Natsume? What happened?
Shit, you win, Minato.
Well, you know, this and that. Is that the only reason why he's always bandaged up in all his sprites? That he's been constantly fighting Ryo in every timeline?
Is that? I don't think he's been constantly fighting him in every timeline, but that would be a funny reason for him to always have the one bandage under his eye.
He doesn't have just one. He's got one on his other cheek too, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like when we see him and he's not just turned this way.
Yeah, maybe. It's always going for a sponging.
Wait, Ryo's not looking too hot either.
You think? You're probably just imagining it.
More importantly, what happened in the year 1787?
Tempo reforms.
Oh, you're off. What actually happened that year was...
Minato's disgusted look.
What's a sponging?
Give me $50 and I'll tell you. I don't like being the only one doing the punching. Build some mass already.
Huh?
99, 100. There. Now it's time for push-ups.
We're still doing it.
It's too early for a break. Also, you might want to... I can't believe you're doing this in a trench coat. You thought about taking that off?
It'd raise the art expenses.
Ah, that makes sense.
I'm already 23.
More like still only 23. Start those push-ups. I'll make you do this until you're able to punch me.
There's no way.
You're so snotty and pitiful. He's all relaxed. Wonder if the sponging's working on me too. Rayo! Are you back? Yeah. Come over here for a bit. Oh, you brought me in front of the giant sink. The giant sink that I could fit in that we have in our home. Oh. More blood. Why?
Rio.
MAMIYA, I didn't think you came to the giant sink.
Your mother punched you and now you're bleeding. How sad. It's fine. You have me. Even if everyone else in the world mistreats you, you'll always have me, your dad.
MAMIYA.
Relax, sport. It's okay.
Good. Oh, fucking hell. Don't start with that.
I'll stay by your side just like you wanted me to.
Champ. Training's canceled for the day.
Huh?
You're too much of a wimp. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Just a little sleepy is all.
Is your part-time job tiring?
It's not that, but it's also not something you need to worry about.
Kikuchi Rio.
That's my name. Don't wear it out. It's all fine.
It was MAMIYA. Little by little, MAMIYA was chipping away at his heart, wearing it down. A red sky, heavy clouds, a feeling of inescapable oppression came over me. Shall we go? I asked him that, but didn't say where. I would do whatever I could for his sake alone.
Surprised expression.
And I was certain he understood that. He passed through the withered trees. The fallen leaves crunched under his feet with a pleasant sound. Meanwhile, the setting sun stretched out our shadows, making them almost blend in with the trees.
I love his jacket!
I love his techwear coat.
And you know what has to happen now, right?
Didn't he have this jacket in a previous arc and we had the same reaction?
I think so.
And then I forgot.
And then you forgot to do it. And it's too late for you to do it for tomorrow, but I want you to know I'm still thinking about it. Maybe we'll put it in the Discord or something.
Just gotta extend
if
that
you know,
collar.
you know.
Make his collar even taller.
Even taller. Let's do it.
Huh? He held a single acorn in his hand. I found myself staring at its smooth surface and bilaterally symmetrical form. Were you looking for this? Is that why you've been quiet all this time?
Got a problem with that?
No, I just thought you might have started to hate me.
Is that what you've been thinking about?
Well, I mean... As I lowered my eyebrows, Kikuchi spent a few moments in thought before continuing.
If it ever happens, just say it.
Huh?
If you ever feel like I started to hate you, I mean. For the record, I don't hate you. I'll tell you straight up how I feel. So if you're ever worried, just ask. I don't want to be misunderstood. Especially by you.
Thank you. Anyway, what's with the acorn?
Oh, that's dinner. The prettiest one I could find. If Midori was here, she'd probably pick this one out and give it to you.
But why?
Huh?
His eyes widened in surprise at my question. He looked almost like a cat.
Finding something you like will make you want to share it with someone else. It's not my opinion, by the way. It's just what I think Midoriya would do.
You're right.
Midoriya's presence always helps me.
He hadn't taken my hand back then. I knew full well that he couldn't escape from that home.
Midoriya always finds something wonderful in sceneries I tend to just ignore, including the ones in our gray, monotonous lives. With Midoriya, anything could become a treasure hunt. I'm looking at the world through Midoriya's eyes. I'm able to keep my pride as a person without giving up on life.
I wasn't able to pick up on what he was thinking just then. He was 2 steps behind me. Keeping the same distance, he silently followed me from behind. Suddenly, I turned to face him. He was looking right at me, just as he had until now, and how I hoped he would going forward. The northern wind passed by between us. The sun was dazzlingly bright. His short, wavy locks danced gracefully in the wind. I know your gentle side. I know that you're no less kind than Midori.
Thanks.
The 2 of us then went to the amusement park, and I didn't know why, but the place felt older and more desolate than it had been in the writings. What does that mean? Aren't these the writings?
I think in the writings he had read before.
Okay.
But in the place felt more than it had been in the writing. Yeah, I think like in the things he had read before.
Okay.
And then seeing it now when he's more immersed in the world rather than in the spectator mode. And we are about to pick an older brother.
You don't have to be an older brother today.
Huh?
I'm 23.
So you say.
That makes me 6 years older than you, so feel free to rely on me, all right? I turned to give him a smile.
Uh-huh.
I was surprised by how little resistance he displayed.
There you go. Let's go there next. Let's do the free fall again.
Just how many more times are we going to do this?
I am having the time of my life, and you are not going to ruin this for me, Natsume.
With us being the only ones here, we could go on as many rides as we wanted. Still. Kikuchi Ryo, we're riding way too many screamers.
That's because I like them.
You didn't strike me as the type that would.
Then you took the wrong message from that last story with me in it. Couldn't exactly ride them with Midori around, you know?
Oh, I suppose that's true.
She's not tall enough. That's the only restriction. You're the one who said I don't have to be an older brother now. That's why I'm letting you spoil me.
Right. Huh. Did that mean things were actually going well? Kikuchi Ryo's adorably honest nature helped me handle the free fall until the 8th time. After that, though, I can't take this anymore.
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, at least I want to believe I am, but ugh.
All right, stay put and rest here. I'll go get you something to drink.
Thanks. I took off my tight coat and sat down on a bench, hoping it would help alleviate some of the nausea. There's no one else here. It seemed a bit more lively when I saw it in writing. Oh, a balloon. I started following it with my eyes. There was no way of knowing where a balloon would end up after it had been let go. It would simply vanish into the distant sky.
This thought paid for by the littering gang. The sky doesn't have enough litter in it, and between you and me, we can change that. Yet you let go of Ryo's hand.
The voice from behind me sent a chill down my spine. A fierce gust of wind swept by, and among the dancing balloons I saw a familiar figure. A yellow sky, a faintly golden hue, a deserted amusement park, youth brimming with desire.
Oh, that MAMIYA. All right.
Welcome to my domain. MAMIYA. An amusement park? How very thoughtful of you. It is, after all, a place filled with the dreams of children, a space seemingly cut off from the rest of the world. It's what Rio truly wants. And only I can grant him what he desires. You're wrong. The only thing you can grant him is death, and that's not what he wants. Oh? And what do you really know about him? Do you have any idea what became of his childlike innocence after it was pushed aside by pain and responsibility? Well, do you?
Let's find out if we do or don't. We don't. Apparently.
I don't, but it's something I will find out. I want to know, but if his life ends, that won't happen. I don't want everything to end without me knowing anything about him. So, what do you think it is that he actually wants?
What is it we think he actually wants? We think he wants a future. That's what we, the people playing this game, think he wants. And not the Steam strategy guide we pulled up.
What he needs is a future. People can come together, even if they're not family or share no common memories. Well, I get that it can be difficult to live with someone who's led a different life and holds different values. Because of that, it's easier for people to talk to their own fantasies. After all, they give the answers they want to hear, just like you. And isn't that just fine? What are you denying? The thing is, even with all its pain and hardships,
I refuse to look at you while talking to you, young man. I'm floating on balloons. I'm gonna litter all I want to.
I still believe that forming connections with other people is something to be cherished. If you were all alone in this world.
You know what I just noticed? There's more bloom in this game than there is in like a mid-2000s first-person shooter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You wouldn't have anyone to share your joys or worries with. You'd just end up getting crushed under the weight of your own emotions. The road may be fraught with obstacles, but I do think we must try to live side by side with our fellow men. That's how people born in this world are meant to live. I see. I get exactly what you're trying to say. What you mean is that you want to change Rio, don't you? The question seems to echo from the depths of hell itself.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he does have the other band.
Yeah, he's beat up.
Constantly. Yeah, you're right. I want to change him.
Yes, I want to change him. I didn't know the face of this rabbit child. However, he had an aura of someone who'd given it up on it all. He was looking straight at me. It was the look of someone staring at a being akin to a balloon, something full of emptiness. I see. We may eventually become nothing more than memories. We cannot betray those who need us. When they seek us out, we want to show them kindness. It's to make up for all the suffering they had to endure at the hands of those who possess physical bodies. If only I had my own body, I could make them so much happier. Excuse me, we missed the final bus for the day, and,
Not to worry, sir. We do have free rooms available. I'll be happy to show you to one right now.
In the end, we decided to spend the night at a lodging house near the amusement park. Fortunately, there were free rooms, and we were taken to one of them, which admittedly was a bit too large for just the two of us. It was a small room the size of a large room.
God, that was so weird.
As I excitedly scanned the room, the young man was sniffing about like a cat.
Huh? Oh, no, it's just a bit of a habit.
Oh, okay.
I've trained myself to be able to smell carbon monoxide.
Good night, then.
Yeah, good night.
Ugh. I suddenly woke up. Going by the darkness, it was still nighttime, Needing to go to the bathroom, I went to the sliding door and... Wait, what are you doing? Found Kikuchi-ryo standing outside.
I'm standing guard, dumbass.
You just couldn't sleep, could you?
The smell of this place is new to me. I can't sleep if I don't know the smell of a room. And since I couldn't sleep, I figured I might as well make myself useful. You paid for this place and then I went and wasted it. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's take a walk outside. The chilly air outside felt pleasant. It neatly caressed our cheeks with its cool fingers. The two of us continued inhaling deep breaths in silence. What could be waiting for us beyond that hill? Did he know the answer to that? Kikuchi-ryo said nothing. He merely looked into the distance with those clear amber eyes of his, occasionally blinking when the wind tickled his eyelashes. What could be waiting for us beyond that hill? Are you tired?
No, not really.
We just kept walking. We had no idea what awaited us. It could have been a terrifying monster that would swallow both of us whole. Or it could have been a dark, endlessly stretching desert. Regardless, we had no choice but to press on.
I too love walking towards the middle of nowhere in the night when I can't get sleep.
We ate the warm soup we had bought at a vending machine we'd passed by. Relief washed over me in waves. It's good. Kikuchi-ryo was still not saying anything. But when I looked at him in the pale white breaths he exhaled, he did seem somewhat at peace. At school, you always reminded me of a caged bird. You'd do nothing but gaze out through the window. You had always been closer to both life and death than anyone else, and lived a pure life with no room for either entertainment or boredom. I'd always found that both intense and a sign of strength. Yeah. Kikuchi-ryo, look! A star shone bright up in the sky, almost as if to compete with the dark clouds.
It's not a star, that's Venus. It really does have... Take a look at that, sport. That's Orion's belt.
Pointing to the Big Dipper.
That's not... Alright.
You shine as fiercely as the first star in the sky.
Again, that's Venus.
You don't blend in with the other stars, though. You're too dazzling for that. You burn as bright and strong as your life allows. And that's why I know that you'll be able to bear whatever burden you're carrying right now. You're strong. And you know the makings of a proud, resolute heart.
Yeah.
But there's something I want you to always remember. You're never alone. It might be difficult for you to say it to someone like me, though. Especially considering the ideals you hold yourself to, but mankind is more fragile than anyone realizes. If you feel like you're about to buckle under the pressure, share your pain with someone else. Let them in. They won't be bothered. So, have the courage to rely on others. It might make you feel awkward or sorry, but there's no reason to worry. People are more accepting than you think. And why is it so bad if they're not? Your moments of weakness, as well as your uglier sides, they're just as much a part of you as your strength or tenacity. They all make up who you are. So, don't let your ideals crush you. And when you open up about your pain to someone, make sure to accept their sadness when they share their grief with you. It might not happen right then and there, but sometime later down the road. And you might feel a little awkward about it, but don't forget your own pain. Treasure yourself and those around you. I want you to be thankful for the miracle of being born into this world.
And what does that have to do with Cassiopeia? I see.
I didn't know if he was able to sleep peacefully back at the lodging house. Even so, as I waited for the morning sun, I hoped that he was at least a little bit at ease. Sadly, the path leading home from the lodging house was darkened by cloudy skies. Here,
Oh, what's this?
a balloon as you can clearly see.
Oh, skylitter, huh? I'll take it.
No,
What?
I'm surprised by how honest you're being.
Maybe I just like skylitter. I've always wanted one for myself. Feel like I'm wrecking the world in my own small way. I knew it would get in the way, but I've always wanted to grab a balloon on my way from the amusement park.
Rio, I'm simply where your happiness is. All I wanted was to be your dad. Have a balloon. It's a little something to protect you on your way back home. It may end up deflating by tomorrow, but it'll protect the child in you until you get home. Treasure it and make sure it doesn't fly away. Goodbye, Mamiya. Goodbye. Kikuchi Rio didn't turn around.
I like that it was less about it was less judgmental than I was expecting it to be. Very much more of like, just don't keep your pain in isolation,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like being able to reach out to others, and that's what makes it easier to get through life. Not trying to bottle everything up on your own and only letting it out when you let yourself be violent.
That and the occasional cheeky back alley bare knuckle boxing match with your best bro.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who among us?
Who among us?
Who among us has not fight clubbed with their bros before?
Tokyo, during the year in which the world was prophesied to end.
Probably due to all the sky litter.
The fourth Friday of the final month of the year.
Sending up balloons to kickstart Kessler syndrome. One of these days I will make it work.
If balloons don't pop,
They don't work that way.
they would probably hit an altitude where it would be neutral, right? And they wouldn't go up any further?
Yes. If they didn't pop first, that is what would happen.
Neat. I wonder how high up that would be.
Or more likely, the helium would leak out.
But if it didn't.
Okay. So we have a couple layers of, but if they didn't here. Got
Yeah.
it.
You could make a really good balloon.
Probably.
They send stuff up there in balloons.
They do. And then they use it to spy over the U.S. Don't forget about the weather balloon.
Natsume's memorial mass had ended, and the participants went to his grave. Kikuchi Rio stood in front of the church, his eyes gleaming with a fiery hue. Are you okay?
I'm always gleaming. This is just my default expression. What do you mean?
Well, you kinda look like you haven't slept much recently.
I have RRF. Resting Rio face. I was actually so nervous I couldn't get a wink of sleep.
You couldn't tell that by the way you're standing.
What, at like a 87-degree angle? Though,
An 87-degree angle?
rather than
From vertical, he'd be on his side.
No, I was thinking like 90 degrees is vertical, and then like, just slightly off of it. You know what I mean. I did use the time to think things through, though.
I see. The young man pressed his lips tightly together. That brief glimpse of innocence, so fitting for someone his age, put my heart at ease. Let's go visit Natsume's grave.
Yeah, let's go do that.
The public cemetery was in an open area some distance away from the church. Various graves were lined up in a clouded area sprinkled in green. We stopped in front of one. It was just like all the others, lacking any distinguishing features. And it belonged to Natsume Souichirou. In other words, me. A strong gust of wind blew past us. Even so, Kikuchi Rio stood tall and resolute before the grave, showing no hint of fear. The accessory he chose to give Natsume was a ballpoint pen. Is this a ballpoint pen?
Yeah, so he can pop all the balloons that floated up to heaven. Maybe create some sky litter of his own.
I hadn't expected him to choose something like that, but I did my best to hide my surprise.
Natsume once lent me his ballpoint pen. I'm just returning it, We sat close, so I happened to borrow it, and in the end, he told me to just keep the thing. First, I thought I'd give him back the same one he'd lent me, but then I realized something. In accepting the pen, it's essentially become mine. So, giving it back would have been like rejecting his kindness in a way.
But why a ballpoint pen at all?
Well, Natsume's always come off to me as the scholarly type. Used to consider school to be a waste of time. Just didn't think I'd need it in my life, but if I wasn't a student and if Natsume hadn't picked the same school as I never would have met. Much as I hated how suffocating that school was, I figured I should treasure it for his sake. This pen may not be much compared to the one he used, but I just think that things might have been different if I could return the kindness he did. I wasn't able to give him back anything in the end.
That's not true. Kikuchirio shook his head.
It's why I want to give back what he gave me in the future. I'll treat those who had always looked out for me with kindness and warmth. I want to brighten their lives the same way Natsume brightened mine. And you were the one who taught me, and I still had the capacity for such things.
For a brief moment, I felt like Kikuchirio had the faintest of smiles. He had a soft expression, gentle, much like a cat's fur.
My smile is very furry. So this pen is like a promise.
I see. Kikuchirio had accepted his days as routine and carried the weight of his own strength. If he had finally discovered the kindness within himself, I could ask for nothing more. I'm sure he'll be glad. We looked at Natsume's grave for a good while before finally walking off. Come on, Kikuchirio, let's go.
I have to make food once I get home.
Oh, mind if I tag along?
Don't be silly. I was about to ask you for help anyway.
You're counting me as family now?
Dumbass.
Ow!
Just so you know, I have pretty high expectations of your cooking.
Challenge accepted. I had no idea what awaited us beyond the hill, beyond the end of this story. However, it's fine. I'm sure you'll draw up a wonderful world. I believe in you.
Come on, hurry up. We'll be late for the sale.
Huh? We're running? Whoa, slow down. You're going too fast.
Come on, I told you to keep you have to keep up the regimen.
Let us go then and find out what awaits us beyond that light.
Hey! Rio ending.
Yeah.
Yeah! You gonna say something, Mamiya? Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure this kind of ending made your friend happy? All right. You may just enjoy bathing in your happiness without knowing the truth, spectator. Yeah. Now we can finally talk about us. Hey, we're making progress.
Yeah.
And join us next time for the final tips chapter with Kato. Aw, sad blue hair man in the moonlight. And then we can finally... I've been kind of putting it to the side for now, but like, how does any of this still tie in? The stuff over here with the... You can't see my mouse, but with the tips crew in the pink house?
It's unclear.
I'm still thinking there's some way where both Mamiya and Natsume are the same person, just one with slightly more motivated or slightly more distorted motivations for helping them out. Like Mamiya is what Natsume becomes with too unhealthy of an obsession over micromanaging their lives. Because let's not forget that he is kind. Oh wait, I just noticed that the backgrounds for the tips things are like the special CGs you only get when you get the good. Wait, no, they're not. This one is. Rio's isn't. That's just one that happens during the story. That's so inconsistent. Never mind, observation ended. See you next time. Bye.
Peace.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.